Now that we've had a look at the different forms of thinking that critical reflection can require of us, let's take a look at some of the modes of critical reflection that we can engage in. The next three forms of reflection that I will be discussing, reflection in action, on action, and for action, were first introduced in Donald A. Schon's book, The Reflective Practitioner: How Professionals Think in Action. This is a fantastic resource for deepening your understanding of critical reflection, so feel free to check it out. But I'll just be giving you a little overview of each of them so that you can think about how they fit into your practice. The first mode I would like to discuss is reflection in action, which is probably the most commonly experienced form of reflection. It doesn't always take the form of deep critical reflection, but it's certainly a key part of the reflective process. This form of reflection happens on the go. You might see a situation arise that requires you to reflect quickly, considering your options, making a choice, and taking action to make sure that you are meeting the immediate needs of the children in your care. It involves thinking on your feet. Reflection in action requires you to think before you act, and this can involve a quick process of critical thinking. A simple thinking process could include 1. Question what is happening: what, who, how, and why. 2. Be aware of your feelings about the situation so that you can rationally respond rather than emotionally react. 3. Explore perspectives. See what others think. 4. Explore options. Consider the pros or cons, or think about who will be advantaged or disadvantaged. 5. Make a choice and take action. 6. Review the outcomes and make further adjustments as you observe and process the situation. I will reinforce here that reflection in action can often involve collaboration. As I just mentioned, exploring different perspectives is a crucial part of the reflection process, even when you're reflecting on the go. When you need to reflect and make immediate adjustments, don't be afraid to talk to your colleagues. Ask for their opinion. See if they share your perspective or have something different to offer. A quick conversation to clarify your understanding of the circumstances or options available to you can make all the difference. Reflection on action involves looking back on past events or experiences and reflecting on them to review, analyze, and evaluate them. When you reflect on past situations, you can draw on the benefit of hindsight after you've had a chance to process the situation to make fresh observations about your choices and actions in the moment. You can take a step back, look at the situation holistically and from different perspectives, and consider how effective your actions were in achieving your desired outcomes. This allows you to more objectively evaluate your own performance so that you can make any necessary changes for the future. If you've taken the opportunity to reflect on your actions, the next time a similar situation arises, you will already know how you'd like to do things differently. You can come up with some corrective actions that you can implement into your future actions and practices. A good question to ask yourself during reflection on action is, what would I do differently next time? Which attunes you to thinking about improving the quality of your practices. For example, you might identify when you retrospectively observe your past actions that you would communicate differently with your colleagues, or that you'd change how you manage a specific child's behaviour. Reflection on action puts you into strategic thinking mode, allowing you to come up with strategies so that next time a situation arises, you've got a new strategy in your teacher toolbox that you can implement. Often, reflection for action begins to happen as a natural byproduct of reflecting on your past actions. I find this form of reflection to be more intentional, though, in this respect. When you reflect for action, you set a clear intention to make changes for the future with quality improvement in mind. You analyze your practices and think, how can I intentionally improve in this area? What needs to change here? What actions need to be taken to solve this problem? It involves active problem solving, analysing, and strategizing to create an action plan that can be implemented. Reflecting for learning is a process that goes beyond simple recollection or thinking about past experiences. It involves a deliberate and thoughtful examination of our actions, thoughts, and decisions with the goal of gaining insights, deepening understanding, and enhancing our future learning and practice. Reflecting for learning is an active and intentional process that involves examining and analysing our experiences, both successes and challenges, to extract valuable lessons and knowledge. It goes beyond surface level thinking and requires a deep engagement with our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Reflecting for learning is not about dwelling on mistakes or shortcomings. Instead, it is a constructive approach to self improvement and growth. Reflecting for learning is an essential practice for educators seeking professional growth and improvement. By engaging in thoughtful and deliberate reflection, we gain self awareness, inform our decision making, promote continuous improvement, deepen learning, and build resilience. Incorporating reflective practices into our teaching journey allows us to become more effective, responsive, and reflective practitioners committed to providing meaningful learning experiences. I've added reflection for learning because I happen to think that critical reflection is one of the most powerful tools that you can use to develop yourself both personally and professionally. You can reflect on your learning mindset, your learning goals, so that you can set, track, and review your goals along the way. And you can reflect on your progress as you achieve your outcomes. I've had a lot of success myself in applying critical reflection processes to my own learning. It's what got me through my 20 odd years of study, hands down. For me, it was a kind of informal critical reflection. Before and after I sat down for a research and writing session to knuckle down for my next submission due date, I would open my reflection Google Doc and start reflecting. I'd reflect on everything: my mindset, what I'd learnt lately, what I still needed to know more about, any new insights I'd gained from a recent research session. My reflection sessions gave me the opportunity to get into the right headspace for learning. Taking in new information and processing it requires a good mental attitude. They also gave me space to digest new ideas and learnings in an informal way without the pressure of having my new seedlings exposed to harsh sunlight too early. That is, judgment. My baby ideas had time to germinate and grow before I shared them with anyone. When you're reflecting for learning, you are reflecting with the intention of deepening your knowledge and understanding, to intentionally give yourself space to check in with yourself, to adjust your mental attitude, to work through any mental and emotional roadblocks, and to let your ideas breathe. You can freely explore creative and innovative ideas without the fear and anxiety of having them scrutinized before they are ready to be unleashed into the world. You have the opportunity to consolidate your knowledge and experience, to make sense of new knowledge and explore how it fits in with your existing knowledge base. Sounds pretty powerful, right? And it really is. As a professional development tool, critical reflection is a powerhouse.